No one imagined that Taehyung and Jungkook's relaxing night in Japan would turn into one of the most shocking, most talked about, and most enigmatic moments of late 2025. It was supposed to be an ordinary night. Tokyo's cool breeze blew softly. City lights glowed softly between tall buildings, and the streets were filled with people returning home from work. But behind the seemingly normal atmosphere of the city, there were two figures walking with their heads down, dressed all in dark clothes, trying to get through the night without attracting anyone's attention. No one thought that the two figures were Taehyung and Jungkook, two BTS members who were shrouded in endless speculation and rumors. It all started when a Korean tourist who was buying drinks from a vending machine accidentally saw two men in thick jackets walking quickly through a narrow alley near Yoyogi. He thought it was just two ordinary people, until the gait of one of them brought him to a standstill. The style of the step is very characteristic, calm, rhythmic, slightly swinging. The gait of Taehyung so familiar to fans. When he zooms in on his phone's camera, he sees a figure next to him who is taller, more stocky, with a hoodie covering part of his face. It didn't take long to realize who he was: Jungkook. Within seconds, the 4-second footage he took turned into a spark that then exploded into a huge storm on social media. However, what the camera recorded was only the beginning. No one knows what happens after the two take that dark turn, until various witnesses begin to unravel the pieces of events that make up one big story that surprises many. According to the first testimony, after leaving the main road, Taehyung and Jungkook stopped at a small park hidden among old buildings. The park was dark, lit only by the dim lights of an old vending machine. The atmosphere was quiet, almost like the world was deliberately holding its breath, observing these two global stars without a single professional camera watching. The witness heard their conversation from a distance that was not too close, but enough to feel the emotions flowing from the two men. Jungkook was the first to speak, his voice sounding quiet, almost like a whisper. "Hyung, are you sure no one is following us?" Taehyung looked around, taking a deep breath. "No place is safe if we continue to live like this. But tonight, we need to talk." Witnesses said that the tension between them was not negative tension, but the severity of feelings that had been suppressed for too long. Taehyung sat on a cold wooden bench, while Jungkook stood in front of him, looking at him with an expression that was difficult to decipher. There was a mixture of worry, fatigue, and firmness in the way Jungkook raised his head. "I don't like seeing you in a corner like that," he said, his voice sounding stronger. "And people think I'm silent because I don't care. I struggle too, Hyung." Taehyung laughed a little, but his laugh sounded bitter. "We were both cornered. It's just that you don't show it as much as I do." Then he added, "I'm tired of always being silent. I'm tired of seeing it all go the wrong way." It sounds clear that Taehyung is talking not about one problem, but about the long burden that has been pressing on them for the past year. Jungkook ducked, staring at the ground. "So what do you want us to do?" Taehyung raised his face, and the witness said that the gaze was so serious, so deep, that it made his mane stand up. "I want to take back control. It's not just me. Both of us." That moment was followed by a long silence. Only the sound of the wind blowing the leaves of the trees. But witnesses said that the silence felt like a storm ready to explode. Then Jungkook finally spoke, more forcefully than ever. "If you're sure, I'll come. I'll stand by you, whatever the risk." Taehyung stared at Jungkook for a long time, then patted his shoulder slowly. "I always knew you would say that." But the most surprising part happened after that conversation. Another witness said that after talking for a while in the park, the two walked towards a black car that was parked without lights. No official staff, no manager. Only one driver immediately lowered his head politely as they entered. But before the door closed, Jungkook said, "If this is our decision, then we have to be ready for everything." The car drove out of town, taking them to a small building on the outskirts of Tokyo. No one knows what happened there, but another source mentions that Taehyung and Jungkook met someone who was already waiting inside. Someone not from the company, not from production, but someone they apparently trusted to secure something very important. Whether it's documents, personal plans, or conversations that no one should hear. The source did not know the content of their conversation, but saw serious expressions on the faces of the two as they exited the building. Taehyung looks like someone who finally has an answer to something that has been bothering him for a long time, while Jungkook looks like someone who has decided to take on a new burden to protect someone he values so much. After that, they return to their respective hotels separately. But what is interesting is the change in their behavior. Taehyung looks calm, even smiling slightly as he steps into the elevator, while Jungkook is seen sitting for a long time in his hotel lobby, staring at the phone screen with a blank expression, like he's reading something that only the two of them understand. Rumors began to grow. Many believe that whatever happened that night was a turning point in their relationship, not in a romantic sense, but in terms of trust, togetherness, and the courage to make big decisions that could change the course of their story in the future. Some insiders say that their conversation may be related to plans to uncover the truth that they have been saving for a long time, or it may be related to a large project that will involve both in roles that are more free from corporate restrictions. It's not just a relaxing night in Japan, though. It was a night where Taehyung and Jungkook reaffirmed that even though the world tried to break them up, even though rumors tried to ruin their relationship, they still stood together, stronger, more honest, and better prepared for whatever comes after that. And now, the whole world is waiting. What exactly happened after that meeting? What decision did they make? Well, they reveal. One thing is certain. Their small step in Japan that night became the start of something much bigger, something that will probably change the narrative in the Korean entertainment world forever. But there was one detail that no one talked about, at least until a hotel worker who accidentally saw Taehyung that night finally dared to speak up. He said that after Taehyung entered his room, the man did not immediately rest. Instead, Taehyung sat at a work desk by the window, staring out at the Tokyo city lights while typing something long on his phone. He typed quickly, paused, deleted, then typed again, as if he were writing a very important message. His expression was serious, but at the same time relieved, like someone who had finally made a decision that he had put up with for too long. What he wrote that night, no one knows. But rumor has it the message was addressed to Jungkook, or to someone else involved in their big decision. Meanwhile, Jungkook, sitting in the hotel lobby, was also making someone feel uneasy. A receptionist staff saw him tapping his fingers on the table, his face tense, and every now and then he closed his eyes for a long time, as if trying to calm his mind before taking a step he couldn't pull back. A few minutes later, he received a message. The staff saw a small change in his face. Not shock, not fear, but rather reassurance. After reading the message, Jungkook stood up and walked toward the elevator without saying anything. But before entering, he paused for a moment, looked at the reflection of himself on the iron door, and whispered quietly, "It's time." Whatever had happened since then, only the two of them knew. The next day, the two were seen doing their usual activities, as if the long night had never happened. Taehyung was seen buying coffee with a small smile that he rarely shows these days, while Jungkook walked out of the hotel with a lighter step, though his gaze remained sharp and focused. But the big difference is seen in the way they look at the world. They no longer look as depressed as before. There was something new, a determination that could hardly be hidden. Fans who pay attention to small details notice that the aura of both is changing. Some call it the calm before the storm, some call it the awakening, and some of the bolder even say that night might be the night when they decide to take a big, impossible step.